Chapter 146. Alex, who saw the curious glances from his Pokemon, smiled and said, "Haha, are you guys also interested in the evolution of Eevee?" Though that's understandable. Shieldon and Combusken began to speak almost simultaneously. "Did you buy an item for me too?" Shieldon. "What kind of item did you buy for me?" Combusken. Alex replied calmly, "Wait patiently, and you will see what I have got for you." Undefined. Without waiting for an answer, Alex pulled out the 8 vitamins he had bought. There were 8 different small glass bottles with a pill in each one. To HP up, carbos, protein, calcium, iron, zinc, PP up, and PP max. PP up can improve the move that a Pokemon has the highest move mastery so that the Pokemon can use that move more times. For example, a Pokemon can use Hyper Beam a maximum of 5 times. Then after taking this pill, it can use it 6 times. PP Max works similarly but is a better version of it. It doesn't improve 1, not 2, but 3 moves with the highest move mastery. Alex had already thought about which pill to give which of his 7 Pokemon. HP up that increases the HP of a Pokemon is the perfect item for Shieldon. Shieldon's ridiculously good defense and SP. Def goes very well with this pill. Carbos that increase the speed of a Pokemon is an item where Alex had thought a bit. There are a couple of good options, but Alex ended up choosing Combusken. Combusken's speed boost plus improved base speed sounded just too good for Alex to choose anyone else. Protein that increases the attack of a Pokemon is an item where Alex didn't think twice. Scizor, who will soon be able to use Sword Dance, will pack an extra punch with this. Calcium, which increases the SP. ATK of a Pokemon, was also an easy choice for Alex. Gardevoir with Calm Mind on the expert rank synergizes very well with this pill. Choosing the best suited Pokemon for Iron that boosts the defense of a Pokemon was very difficult for Alex. In the end, he decided on Eevee, who will later become Umbreon. Umbreon probably will have a good defense and SP. Def base value. But her defense may be a bit worse than her SP. Def base value, so Alex decided to compensate for it with Iron. Zinc raises the SP. Def of a Pokemon, and it was the simultaneously toughest and easiest for Alex to choose Pokemon for it. At first, he thought that he didn't have a Pokemon that synergized with this pill. But after reflecting a little bit, he concluded that Crobat was a good choice. Alex noticed that mid or high range moves are very troublesome for Crobat. And because most mid or high range moves deal special damage, the SP. Def is much more important to Crobat than the pure defense value. Deciding Pokemon for PP up was the easiest. Which of Alex's Pokemon is using his mastered move the most? The answer is none other than Ditto. Ditto can use only one move and thus would get the maximum benefits out of this pill. Alex gave each of his Pokemon their pill and put the PP Max pill back in his TRH device for future usage. He had not yet decided who should take the PP Max pill. Combusken, who looked suspiciously at the pill, asked, "Why did you get me something like this? It's very tiny for a present. Is it at least tasty?" Alex said to me with a fatherly smile, "I have no idea, but this pill will bring you close to becoming a cool, pretty, and strong Blaziken." Combusken, who heard this, showed an elated expression as she said out loud, "Really? That's great." She immediately put the pile in her mouth and swallowed it. Alex, who saw this, thought, "I am such a good father." The other Pokemon also started swallowing their pills after receiving them from Alex. Alex, who saw that everyone had taken their pills, took out the next item. Everstone was the next item that Alex showed everyone. He also got a small collar where held items can be put in and put the Everstone there. He bought one for each of his Pokemon if he found a matching held item. Alex then gave a benevolent smile and said, "Combusken, come here. I have another present for you." Combusken, who heard this, started walking excitedly towards Alex. "Really, father? Wow, this is really a cool necklace. You are the best father in the world." Quote. Alex felt a bit like a father spoiling his naughty daughter. Although Combusken loves him as her father, she had never been that straightforward. This was the first time that Combusken gave such a big compliment to him. That reminds me of the time when I was a child. My father probably felt the same way when I said similar words when he bought something for me. Thought Alex as he reminisced his childhood memories. Although he no longer can see his parents, he would like to tell them that he is fine and is leading a good life now. Gardevoir, who felt the emotion of Alex, went to her father and put a hand on his shoulder. Alex just gave a small smile in reply and began to pull out the next item. Heart of a high elite Ursaring on the A rank was the item that Alex got out of it. Ditto, come. I have something for you that may improve your potential. When Ditto heard these words, they quickly began to crawl in the direction of Alex. Ditto also noticed that Ditto's leveling up speed was slower than before because of Ditto's potential, so Ditto knew how important such an item is to it. Ditto was also internally very happy that its trainer didn't give up on it, even if it had poor potential. Alex not only gave Ditto a family but did his best to make Ditto stronger. Ditto has decided to give their best for Alex and his family and help as much as possible. Alex watched as Ditto emotionlessly absorbed the heart. After Ditto had absorbed the heart, Alex looked at Ditto's info to see if Ditto's potential had increased. Unfortunately, this item was not enough to improve the potential. Alex saw the slightly usually emotionless eyes of Ditto being sad and said with a gentle tone, "Ditto, don't worry. Even if this item has not improved your potential, it has brought you one step closer to it. It will just take time, but your potential will definitely improve. The effort we put in is bound to get us to result, either now or in the future. None of it is pointless. So let's do our best, okay?" Chapter 147. Alex pulled out the next item. This item consisted of 10 large pieces of steel. It was the whole steel from a dead high elite fortress on the S rank. "Scizor, this one's for you. I'll give you a piece of steel every day so that you can absorb the energy properly." Scizor, who is of the steel and bug type Pokemon, is the optimal Pokemon for this item. Although Alex doesn't think this item is enough to get Scizor potential on the deep gold rank, it can bring him closer to that. Alex, who saw the slightly disappointed expression on Shieldon, said, "Shieldon, don't worry, I haven't forgotten you. This item is just perfect for Scizor, and that's why I gave it to him. But I'll find something for you soon." Undefined Shieldon nodded with an understanding expression when he heard Alex's words. He knew that this item was really perfect for Scizor. After Alex gave Scizor a steel piece, he took out the last item for his Pokemon. 5 Staraptor feathers of a champion-level Staraptor on the S rank, each reinforced with flying-type energy for a week. It was the most expensive and also the best item he could buy in the auction. Although it may not seem like it, this item is very difficult to make. First, a trainer must have a champion-level Pokemon on the S rank and be ready to weaken it for 5 weeks. Another disadvantage is that the trainer is exposed to dangers if he doesn't have other powerful Pokemon. If you have only one champion Pokemon and it is weakened, your team becomes many times weaker and quite vulnerable. Enemies may take this chance to attack you. While there are drawbacks, there are always 1 or 2 trainers out there who do it for the big profit. Several million Pokédollars is not a small amount. Crobat, I found a really good item for you. In these 5 Staraptor feathers, there is flying-type energy that you can absorb for 5 days. I will give you 1 feather every day. Alex, who saw Crobat take this feather without saying anything, gave a small smile as he thought, too proud to say thank you. Good old Crobat. He's lucky that I know he's deeply thankful. Crobat, who felt the rich flying-type energy from this feather, immediately knew Alex had bought a very precious item for him. Even though he had these appreciative feelings for Alex, he didn't show it on his face when he picked up the feather. Alex looked at the other Pokemon and said with a sincere tone, "Gardevoir, Shieldon, Eevee, and Combusken, I will definitely find good items for you next time. So don't worry." Gardevoir gave a slight smile when she heard the words of her father. "Father, you don't have to tell us. We know." Eevee chimed in. "Yes, Sister Gardevoir is right. We know that you are doing your best to make us all stronger." Combusken showed an excited expression when she said, "Daddy, you're repeating those boring words again. But while we're on that subject, I want something that makes my beauty and strength shine." Shieldon, who heard Combusken's words, said with an innocent expression, "I want something cool." Alex, who heard the words of Combusken and Shieldon, suppressed the feeling of laughing. This innocence of not asking about the quality of an item but one which looks good is actually what only young Pokemon would say. He also had the feeling that these two are confusing these items with toys. After Alex distributed the items, his Pokémon started to pursue their hobbies. Alex noticed that it would soon be sleeping time and took out his TRH device to call Maria. Alex. Yes, it's me. I found a good item for you. It's the poison gland and the heart of a mid-elite Arbic of A rank which cost me only 500,000 Pokédollars. Really? Such a good item. Thank you, Alex. I can't thank you enough for your help. No problem. Has Lisa already unlocked your transmission functions for your TRH device? Ah, yes. Sister Lisa has already done that. You can send it to me after the call. All right. I'll send you back the rest of the money too. No. You can keep it for your help. Alex, who heard this, knew that Maria needed this money more than she was letting it out. I didn't help you with the money so that you can give it to me. No, Alex. Keep it. Maria, take the money that is yours. Maria and Alex discussed a bit about the money before Maria spoke these words. I'm gonna hang up, so you will have no choice but to accept the money. End the conversation. Alex, hearing the pride of Maria's words, smiled wryly. He could hear how she wanted to tell him that she could become strong on her own even without his help. This self-confidence and self-reliance character is really impressive. Even though Alex is calculative and manipulative, he is also a very proud person. Because of these traits, Alex only takes advantage of other people. When Alex sees a new person, the first thing he thinks is, what benefits will this person bring me? Only when he starts to like a person personally does he stop having thoughts like that. Along with his distrust of almost everyone except his Pokémon, it's not surprising that Alex doesn't have any real friends or a person to trust. It is also because of this trait that he sees Maria's independence as a big plus. Although Maria is cold, proud, and independent, Alex sees these three traits as advantages. If Maria chooses him, it shows him that Maria really has feelings for him. Since she can be successful even without being in a relationship with him, it would mean that her feelings are real. Alex started to think with a smile, haha, two half-broken people could possibly make a whole person together. Maybe Maria is a normal person, and only I am half-broken. But I don't think a normal person would join Team Rocket. Although he says it with a smile, Alex really thinks that. He knows he's not a good person and has some problems on his mind. Chapter 148. Alex, who was enjoying his quiet evening with his Pokémon, suddenly heard a sound. It was the message notification sound from his TRH device. After he picked up his TRH device, he saw that the message was from Steven. Steven, Alex, call me if you have time. I have something important to discuss with you. Alex started typing Steven's number into his TRH device the next moment. After talking and chatting with Steven for several months, Alex knew how to improve Steven's character a bit. He knows that Steven writes a message like this only when he really wants to discuss something important. Especially since it has been a long time since Alex received such a message from Steven. Undefined, Alex. It's good that you called back so quickly. I have something important to talk about. Do you have time right now? No problem, Steven. What's the matter? Why are you so excited? Alex, I finally convinced my father to let me become a trainer. Although there is one condition, I am finally allowed to pursue my dream. Steven Stones is the son of the president of the Devon Corporation, Joseph Stone. Thus he is the successor of one of the largest industrial chains. Devon Corporation is the largest industrial chain in all of Hoenn. So the president of Devon Corporation obviously has similar powers to an Elite Four member. This makes the chairman one of the highest-ranked persons in the Alliance, Hoenn Alliance. Unfortunately, Joseph Stone refuses to acknowledge the dream of his son. He continues to raise Steven as his successor and teach him how to run a company. Although he allowed Steven to have Pokémon as a hobby, he doesn't want Steven to be a trainer. Alex wasn't really surprised that Steven was allowed to become a trainer because he knows that Steven will become the future Hoenn champion. Of course, he could not show that he was not surprised. Ah, really? That is great news, Steven. But what made your father change his mind? He hasn't really changed his mind. He still thinks that it would be better for me to take over the company. But he admits that having a certain position is not bad champions' positions. Steven went on to say in a very excited voice, I suggested a bet that would be a win-win for both parties. If I don't become Hoenn champion within 10 years, I will give up becoming a trainer and take over the company. Of course, there are still small goals that I will have to meet. So when I suggested a bet to him, he accepted it almost immediately. Alex could now understand why Steven's father accepted this bet. No matter what happens, he profits nonetheless. That's really great, Steven. I'm glad for you that you can follow your dream. Thanks, Alex. Haha, I thought you would laugh at me since I made such a ridiculous bet. You know that there are not many champions who have made it under the age of 30. No, Steven, I've seen your strength. If you spend all of your time in training, I believe you have the chance to achieve this goal. Thanks, Alex. It's good to have a friend like you. Haha, don't say things like that. By the way, what are these little goals that you talked about? Oh, there are lots of small goals that I have to achieve. Otherwise, I will lose the bet too. The first small goal is to win the Hoenn Rookie Tournament that will be starting in 2 months. Alex, who heard how this was a small goal, suddenly felt that Steven really played in another league. Though he had felt that Steven was overestimating himself a bit. Steven, this may sound arrogant, but I still want to warn you. Although your strength is very good for your age, you are not invincible. Even I can defeat you with a good strategy if you are not careful, so you should take this competition seriously. Quote, haha. Thanks, Alex, for warning me. You are really a good friend. Don't worry, I know that there are many strong trainers who can defeat me. The reason why I called it a small goal is that it is nothing compared to my main goal of becoming the champion. If I have the potential to become a champion, I shouldn't fail in this tournament. Alex understood that Steven was confident but not arrogant. He could see the characteristics of a future champion. I seem to worry unnecessarily. You already have the right attitude for this. Alex, I haven't yet said why I wanted to speak to you. Though one reason was to tell you the good news directly. I want to ask for your help. Oh, and what is it? I need a good practice partner for the tournament, so I immediately thought of you. I know it is very sudden, but can you help me? Haha, no problem, my friend. I won't lose the chance to help the future champion. I'll be arriving in Rustboro City in the next few days. We'll meet there. Steven thought that Alex was trying to encourage him further. Even though Steven had lots of friends, he felt any real kind of friendship only from Alex. Alex is not afraid to tell him what he thinks. Together with that, Alex is a direct person that makes it very pleasant for Steven to talk with Alex. Thank you, Alex. I owe you a favor. Alex would coldly try to squeeze out most of this situation a few months ago. But after talking and chatting with Steven for several months, he couldn't help but admit that he really likes Steven's personality. Alex has the feeling that he can build a genuine friendship with Steven. So he stopped seeing Steven as a business friend and started seeing Steven as a real friend with whom he can slowly build trust. He's not sure if he'll regret this decision but has decided to stick with it. Steven and Alex talked a bit before ending the call. Chapter 149. Alex woke up and opened his eyes due to the rays of shining sun falling on his face coming into the room through the open window. He got out of bed and went to make breakfast for himself and his Pokémon. Scizor appeared to have woken up before Alex and was doing basic training when Alex came into the room. Alex greeted Scizor and started walking into the open kitchen. As he was making breakfast, he saw Crobat come into the room from the open window. Undefined Crobat, who likes to sleep outside, mostly sleeps in front of the window where he can protect Alex and the other Pokémon at the same time. Though Crobat would never admit that. When he saw that Scizor had already woken up and was training, he said with an arrogant expression, "Oh, weakling. How are you today?" Scizor looked angry when he said, "What did you call me, you bloodsucker?" Crobat gave a slight smirk when he said, "Tilda can't handle the truth. I thought after I put your face on the floor that you would acknowledge the truth." "What kind of truth are you talking about? You won one time, and now you think that you are much stronger than me. The only thing you are better at than me is U, circa K, I, N, G, blood. Ha. Very funny, you grill tongs. If you think that my victory was a coincidence, let's see who is really the strongest Pokémon at the next tournament. It's just 1-to-1. Get ready to cry tears of blood. I hope you are ready to lose your arrogance at the next tournament. If it's even possible for you to never be arrogant, that is. Scizor and Crobat looked at each other, and it seemed sparks were going on between them. But the next moment, they started ignoring each other at the same time. Alex smiled when he saw this exchange. He felt that these two started getting along better, even if it was just a little bit better. As Alex was making breakfast, Pokémon began to come out of their Pokéballs one by one. They said good morning to Alex and the other Pokémon and started their morning training session. Alex's Pokémon trains in the morning, at noon, and in the evening every day for several hours. That's why they usually start training immediately when they wake up. While preparing breakfast, Alex started thinking about which TMs to buy for his Pokémon with the rest of his money. He still had a little over 1 million Pokédollars left and could buy some good TMs for his Pokémon. The first TM he bought was Roost for 125,000 Pokédollars. Although it was expensive, it was a TM that Alex wanted unconditionally for Crobat. He also bought TM Substitute for Crobat. Alex also bought a very expensive move for Gardevoir for 150,000 Pokédollars, Focus Blast, since it can be a very useful move for Gardevoir. This move demands high mental focus, and it also lowers the target's SP defense. And since it is of fighting type, it can be helpful against dark-type Pokémon. Shieldon, for whom Alex had still not bought a TM, immediately got 5 TMs from Alex. Greater than Taunt for 5,000, Rock Slide for 55,000, Rest for 30,000, Earthquake for 100,000, Flash Cannon for 25,000. Combusken, who had also not received a TM from Alex till today, received 5 TMs from Alex. Greater than Protect for 1,000, Flamethrower for 50,000, Rock Slide 55,000, Will-O-Wisp for 15,000, Poison Jab for 15,000. Eevee, who comes from the wilderness, had no TM moves yet. So Alex bought 5 pieces directly. Greater than Toxic 5,000, Shadow Ball 65,000, Facade 7,500, Protect 1,000, Attract 5,000. Alex also ordered Pokémon food for 1 month for his Pokémon. Together with that, he spent more than 1,100,000 Pokédollars in this shopping spree. Alex looked sadly at his left money as he thought about how he spent most of them. Only 158,000 TR points and 40,010 Pokédollars were left with him. After all the items were transferred, Alex immediately started storing the Pokémon food in his TRH device and giving the TMs to his Pokémon. After distributing the TMs, he looked again at the information of each of his Pokémon. Pokémon. Crobat. LV. 40. Type. Poison. Flying. Abilities. Inner Focus. Gender. Male. Potential. Gold. Absorb. Supersonic. Astonish. Bite. Wing Attack. Confuse Ray. Swift. Haze. Leech Life. Mean Look. Innate Talent. Shadow Ball. E. Innate Talent. Fly. E. Innate Talent. Cross Poison. E. TM Protect, TM Toxic, TM Sludge Bomb, TM Facade, TM Taunt, TM Roost, TM Substitute. Pokémon. Scizor. LV. 40. Type. Bug. Steel. Abilities. Technician. Gender. Male. Moves. Leer. Quick Attack, Focus Energy, Double Team, Feint, Fury Cutter, Wing Attack, Agility, Slash, Razor Wind, Iron Defense. Innate Talent Roost E. Innate Talent Metal Claw E. Innate Talent Brick Break E. TM Protect, TM Toxic, TM Thief, TM Facade, TM Giga Impact, TM U-Turn, TM Sandstorm, TM Substitute, TM Swords Dance. Pokémon. Gardevoir. LV. 39. Type. Psychic Fairy. Abilities. Telepathy. Potential. Deep Gold. Moves. Growl, Confusion, Double Team, Teleport, Disarming Voice, Lucky Chant, Magical Leaf, Heal Pulse, Draining Kiss, Psychic, Imprison. Innate Talent Disable E. Innate Talent Calm Mind E. Innate Talent Dazzling Gleam E. TM Protect, TM Shadow Ball, TM Will-O-Wisp, TM Thunderbolt, TM Thunder Wave, TM Helping Hand, TM Focus Blast. Pokémon. Ditto. LV. 37. Type. Normal. Abilities. Imposter Hidden Ability. Gender. Genderless. Potential. Silver. Move. Innate Talent Transform E. Pokémon. Shieldon. LV. 34. Type. Rock. Steel. Abilities. Sturdy. Gender. Male. Potential. Gold. Moves. Protect, tackle, taunt, metal sound, take down, iron defense, swagger, ancient power. Innate talent rock polish E. Innate talent sleep talk E. Innate talent flamethrower E. TM taunt, TM rock slide, TM rest, TM earthquake, TM flash cannon. Dash. Pokemon. Combusken. LV. 25. Type. Fire fighting. Abilities. Speed boost hidden ability. Gender. Female. Potential. Gold. Moves. Growl, scratch, ember, sand attack, peck, double kick, flame charge, quick attack. Innate talent attract. Innate talent sunny day E. Innate talent overheat E. TM protect, TM flamethrower, TM rock slide, TM will-o-wisp, TM poison jab. Dash. Pokemon. Eevee. LV. 31. Type. Normal. Ability. Adaptability. Gender. Female. Potential. Shallow gold. Moves. Growl, tackle, tail whip, quick attack, double kick, sand attack, bite, swift, takedown, double edge, helping hand. Innate talent rest. Innate talent sleep talk. Innate talent workup E. TM toxic, TM shadow ball, TM facade, TM protect, TM attract. Dash. After half an hour, Alex and his Pokemon were sitting at a large table eating their breakfast. While eating, Alex thought about training his Pokemon. He noticed that it is more effective to train one move all the time than train in several moves at the same time. That's why he has to make some changes in the move mastery training. He started to think about which move his Pokemon should train on the expert rank first. After half an hour of intensive thought, he decided on a move per Pokemon. Crobat, who has already brought all of his innate talent moves to the expert rank, will train the next in Toxic to reach the expert rank. Although it will take longer, Alex thinks it will be more effective to practice Crobat's good moves on the expert rank before mastering his innate talent moves on the master rank. The time to make a move on the master rank is really not short. It makes more sense to train all good moves first. Scisor's 3 buff moves, Agility and Focus Energy and Swords Dance, that Alex wants to train were a bit difficult to decide. These 3 moves should be trained on the expert rank as quickly as possible. In the end, Alex decided to train Scizor in Swords Dance first. Although the other moves have the advantage of learning relatively faster, Alex thinks it will be more helpful. After all, Scizor can do more and more damage with a higher attack stat instead of an increased critical hit ratio or speed. Gardevoir has lots of good moves, but one move, in particular, is very critical. Of course, it's none other than Teleport. It is a move that cannot be overlooked by Alex. The advantages of teleporting in combat and out of combat are so great that Alex hardly had to think twice to make this decision. Shieldon has lots of good moves where Alex had to think a little to make a decision. In the end, Alex decided upon Taunt because it better hide Shieldon's weakness first. Although Iron Defense or Rock Slide is also quite helpful, Alex first wants to counter Shieldon's weaknesses before improving his strong points. Combusken, who does not have all innate talent moves on the expert rank yet, would start training her last innate talent move Attract on the expert rank. And Eevee, who only has one innate talent move on the expert rank, will naturally start training her 2 other moves on the expert rank. Eevee will first train Rest on the expert rank and then start training Sleep Talk on the expert rank. Chapter 150. Early in the morning, Alex started to book out of the hotel where he had stayed for the last few days. After promising Steven that he would be there in a few days, he couldn't stay in town for much longer. After checking out of the hotel, he looked at the map on the TRH device. It's a very rough map, but for Alex, who wants to think about which route to take, it was enough. After a few moments, Alex decided to take the safest way, where he will first go to Vermilion City to take a ship to Hoenn. Although Crobat can fly him there, Alex doesn't think it's safe. As far as he goes away from the mainland of the so powerful Pokemon he can hit in the unfamiliar area high in the air. Undefined in the great ocean of the Pokemon world, there are lots of unexplored islands. So while flying near an island, he may meet a flying-type Pokemon living on that island. And if the Pokemon who attacked is too strong, he and his Pokemon will be buried under the deep ocean. Although Gardevoir can teleport, it cannot teleport an infinite range. The range often has to do with the level of the psychic-type Pokémon. And Gardevoir, who is not yet an elite Pokémon, cannot teleport a very long distance. Maybe only champion-level Pokémon can teleport across continents. With this knowledge, Alex has decided on this very safe path. As a rule, most Pokémon don't attack large ships, and only aggressive Pokémon like Gyarados would do that. But even if such a Pokémon attacks, there are many elite trainers on the ship. Only in luxurious ships there is more than one elite trainer who can easily fight off them. While it is not impossible to meet a champion-level Pokémon, it is very, very rare. Alex read that something like this happens no more than once a year, which is surprisingly less considering that so many IPs are dispatched every day. Between Vermilion City and Celadon City is a forest that is not in the game. Thus Alex didn't know much about this forest. This forest is called Firewood Forest and is a relatively dangerous area of Kanto. The Alliance does not recommend that trainers below the elite rank enter this forest, indicating that this forest should only be entered by experienced trainers. The Firewood Forest is like the name tells, a forest area where you can find many fire-type Pokémon along with many grass and bug-type Pokémon. On the way, he stopped a couple of times and asked for an autograph, which he naturally gave with a fake smile. Alex, who was standing in front of the entrance of the Firewood Forest, looked at a warning sign indicating the start of the forest. He released all of his Pokémon and started walking into the forest with them. At the beginning of the forest, there were hardly any strong Pokémon. But as Alex went deeper and deeper, he noticed that the attacking Pokémon were getting stronger. After half an hour, he saw a relatively strong Pokémon say what would make a good training partner for Shieldon. Pokémon, Ponyta, LV, 36. Abilities, Flash Fire. Gender, female. Potential, Shallow Silver. Move, Growl, Tackle, Tail Whip, Ember, Flame Wheel, Stomp, Flame Charge. Fire Spin, Takedown, Inferno. Innate Talent, Swift, E. Shieldon, you will do this fight. Start with Rock Polish. Ponyta, who didn't want to fight at first, showed signs of running away. But when she saw the cold expressions of Crobat and Scizor, she knew she had no choice but to become Shieldon's fighting partner. Alex usually only attacks Pokémon that attacks him first. But in this case, he wanted to use Ponyta as a training partner. That's why he decided not to catch and even heal Ponyta after defeating her. He would be a bit guilty of attacking this innocent Pokémon just like that and selling it to a cruel trainer. That little bit of money is not worth it. He would have probably changed his decision if Ponyta was a gold Pokémon. Alex knows he's a hypocrite but doesn't really care. He loves freedom and doesn't want to take his right to make decisions just because he doesn't treat all Pokémon equally. Ponyta, who saw that Shieldon is her opponent, had a slight change in her expression as she prepared her move. Although she was not sure that she could win against Shieldon, it was better than fighting those two monsters. Shieldon, who started earlier, used Rock Polish once and began to move quickly. Shieldon, use Rock Slide. Ponyta coped with her move Growl to lower Shieldon's attack value. Then she immediately started to prepare for the next move. Shieldon used Rock Slide and let several large stones rain over Ponyta, who was preparing a move and therefore could not move. Ponyta was hit and sustained severe damage. It looked like this attack caused her more than 35% HP damage. Even though it lowered Shieldon's attack rating, Ponyta's base stats are too bad to be exploited. Again, Shieldon. Alex wanted to see if Ponyta had a trick to defeat Shieldon. Ponyta's next move's preparation was done, and she used Fire Spin. Alex, who saw this, quickly said, Shieldon, run out quick. Fire Spin, which puts a Pokémon in a fire ring, is a very straightforward move when a Pokémon is hit. Shieldon tried to run out but failed and was hit by the Ponyta attack. He suffered only slight damage but was locked in a large ring of fire. In this world, a Pokémon can escape this attack, especially if it is not yet on the expert rank. But if a Pokémon wants to escape this move prematurely, it has to be ready to run through this fire. Flying-type Pokémon can escape differently without taking harm. Although this Shieldon was hit by this attack, Alex showed no expression as he gave no further orders. Shieldon finished preparing his move and used Rock Slide again. Ponyta did not try to prepare a move this time. But due to bad luck, she was hit on the head by a large rock while trying to avoid it. Alex, who saw the bad luck of Ponyta, couldn't help but feel a little pity. Ponyta screamed loudly and suffered severe damage. It looked like she couldn't take any further steps. But despite being badly injured, she started to prepare for the next move. End it with Flash Cannon. Shieldon took a little more damage from Fire Spin but started preparing for the next move. For the first time, Ponyta finished before Shieldon and used Inferno. A large fireball was flying relatively slowly towards Shieldon. Normally, Shieldon would be able to avoid this move with improved agility. But because he was preparing a move that was not on the expert level, Shieldon could not avoid it. Alex thought about whether Shieldon should cancel his preparation and should use Protect, but it was decided. He wanted to see how well Shieldon can take this attack. Shieldon, unable to move, was hit completely by this attack. He was engulfed in the fire and suffered severe damage. In addition, part of his body started to burn. Alex, seeing how much damage Shieldon had taken, wasn't really surprised. Shieldon hasn't evolved yet and therefore is not a very good tank. Shieldon endured the damage and used Flash Cannon to end the fight. Ponyta was hit and fell unconscious to the ground. Alex, who was slowly making his way to heal Ponyta and Shieldon, noticed that Shieldon suddenly began to glow.